Well, hello there again, boys and girls. It's Jim again from the broom cupboard. Doesn't got any bigger, but I must be getting shrinking a bit. It's not so bad now. Thought today I'd talk about slavery. Seems to be this thought going around Britain, probably other Western countries. It's only black people who are enslaved. What a load of old rubbish. There's been several studies which you can see on YouTube about this, so probably give me a lot more information than I could ever give. But I've got some first-hand knowledge of these things, so this thought I'd speak about them. Yeah, throughout history, slavery has been carried on, and it's got nothing to do with race at all. It's all about filthy lucre, money. You know, slaves were a commodity, always have been. Back in the old days, Roman days, if you had slaves, you did a battle somewhere there, you won the battle, and a few survivors, you enslaved them, brought them back to Rome, took them to the market, sold them. A few dinero in their old back pocket. They had back pockets in them days, of course. I'm sure they had somewhere to put their loot. So it's foolish of people to think that it's all about race, and it's not. What you've got to think about is, what is it? Does it still go on? Of course it goes on today. You read about in the papers like some farmland somewhere there, some field boss that's enslaved a few people and kept them in rusty old caravans, made them work for next to nothing or nothing at all, fed them on gruel, so it still goes on. And back in the 50s and 60s, I can remember there was a thing going on about the white slave trade. Girls were going to the Middle East for dance contracts and things like that, and they just disappeared. It's all in, end up in someone's harem somewhere. Harem, I think is the best way to pronounce it. So, it's problems can go on for millennia, centuries, thousands of years, and still going on. Back after the British had got basically stopped slavery, stopped the Americans getting so many slaves, etc. The Barbary pirates were extracting slaves from the west coast of Ireland. They go raiding small villages on the coast, fishing villages, raid, take all the women, young guys and boys, probably kill most of the old guys. That's the way it was in them days. Rough, tough, horrible. In other ways, it's not much better today, is it, when you look at the news? But anyway, that's a side issue. One of the things about it is that all countries in the world now made slavery illegal. But who were the last two countries to make slavery illegal? Mali and Niger, both countries in Africa. Black countries, in other words, the population of black and run by black people. That was in the 60s, so not long ago. I think Saudi Arabia only ended slavery in the 60s. Some of the people I met in Saudi, some of the National Guardsmen who were black, they were descendants of slaves, and near descendants, in other words, in a time scale. I think people out there ought to stop and think a little bit more. They won't, but I think they ought to. Right, now I've got a couple of things going on. I'm obviously an old guy, nearly getting on there to 82, as you can see. But enough of the old school. Sticks and stones can break my bones. They were taught at school. I believe in that. Names never hurt me, and they won't unless you let them. Technology. Now, I was a telecoms engineer stroke consultant, so technology was my business, basically. What I had the Missoula for me. But I don't believe in letting technology govern you. You control it. If it starts controlling you, then you're in big, big trouble. And when I see these young kids from school going down the road, so-called smartphone in their hand, banging into lampposts, falling off the pavement, etc. So they're concentrating on this stupid machine. Of course, it's not the machine that's stupid, it's them. Smartphones are only as smart as the user. Boy, there's some stupid users out there. Lots of other things. This sort of woke thing that's going around these days. You can't say this about someone because you might upset them. So bloody what? I mean, come on. If they can't stand a bit of hassle, a bit of criticism, what are they doing out there? And this is real wood. And once you get east of Suez, east of Dover and that, and you start getting into Suez and places like that in the Middle East and that woke thing won't get you anywhere. Yeah, believe me, you'll be in big trouble if you try and put that on the natives there. Cultures around the world are different, and you have to respect the fact that they are different. And if you don't, you get like people who are gay, they like to go to a place like Russia and complain about the way gays are treated there. Well, come on. All right doing your own country. You start messing around with other people's country, you're in for hiding, I tell you. When I was abroad, we had a rule: never got involved in the country's politics. And I can remember this BBC guy in Libya. I was in Libya one time. And he spoke on the phone to someone else, criticising Gaddafi big time. Well, of course they monitored all the phones there, didn't they? And he should have known that. He should have the bloody sense to know it. Monitored all the phones, and he was in jail in no time. And I think it took the BBC a lot of work and money and effort to get him out. So, you keep your mouth shut when you're in a foreign country. You don't interfere with their politics. Let them get on with what they want to do. It's their country. They handle it the way they want. Now, when it comes to our country, I have big criticism of our politicians. They're all a load of idiots, if you ask me. Don't seem to have any common sense. Common sense isn't very common, of course. you probably well know. But, it's... I don't know, politicians. When you ask them why they're in it, they say, it's to make a difference, make a change. Yeah, change to their wallets, I suppose. Seems to work. If you get a job as a politician, you get good salary, expenses. You buy something for your duck house in the pond. But anyway, I won't go into any more into this now, but you get my drift here, I think. And if you don't, then I'm wasting my time, aren't I? Anyway, take care of yourselves and behave if you can, that is.